On August 13th, the special election will be held to decide who will be the new Senate member at the New Jersey Senate. Today, the New Brunswick Today went out to find out what people actually knew about the election, who they wanted to vote for, and what they wanted to see in a candidate if they weren't sure of who they were voting for.
I know nothing about the election.
It's just weird because I didn't hear anything about it, not even like on the news or anything, you know.
Yeah.
I know that it's highly disputed, that there is a lot of conflicting ideas about it, and that it has been considered to be politically charged, which is unfortunate because the death of Senator Lautenberg should not be something which turns into a political circus. But unfortunately, in this state, it happens all too often.
I guess not, because you're right, I really haven't heard much about it, so I probably wouldn't even know about it unless I saw a sign or something.
I know absolutely nothing.
I know I'm not going to vote, and I'm not actually aware of who the new candidates are.
I think it would take a lot of time for me to actually sit down and figure out who I'd really want to vote for, because I know very little about. I know nothing about these people.
If people don't know about it, how are they planning on electing if it's supposed to be an open poll?
I wouldn't have even known about it if I hadn't talked to you guys. But I know that they said after Lautenberg died that Chris Christie was doing something really sneaky in the special election because he didn't want to face an election against Cory Booker, who would draw in a lot of Democratic votes and potentially lose the other seat, so that he had to sneak it in so that those same people didn't come out to vote twice, which, if true, is incredibly dastardly.
Cory Booker seems to like to repeat what he's saying on YouTube when I'm trying to watch something funny.
Pollution, there's probably a whole slew of things.
Care about not raising our taxes, maybe the fact tuitions, like try to not have them increase as much as they are, because I know people are having a hard enough time getting loans. I know a lot of people that I know personally can't go back to school.
So if there was some way to combine a sharp, critical use of economic policy, taxes and subsidies, incentives and disincentives to encourage behavior, but do that with the broad scope idea in mind of encouraging behavior that's socially responsible, environmentally sustainable, and helps to make our society more equitable, that's the ideal combination. And it would be required to draw on ideas from both sides of the spectrum, which is the biggest stumbling block right now in the Senate. So if this senatorial election can bring someone into the picture who's willing to take a stand on the right side of that sort of bipartisan bridge building, that's probably the single most important thing that I would like to see in the senatorial candidate who's going to be elected.
Women's rights, just because this country seems to be going a little crazy.
Funding for students, I suppose.
I know that New Jersey has the second highest taxes in the country.
I read about economics a lot, and one thing that we're always talking about is transfer payments in the government. That can take the form of things like food stamps, all sorts of programs for the poor, and that type of thing is critical.
Problems in the urban centers like Newark and somewhat New Brunswick, like poverty and homelessness.
Well, I personally think that the eradication of poverty and the preservation of the environment are the two most pressing issues, both domestically and internationally.
Well, right now I care about education. They just increased the loans, and I have plenty of them, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people here at Rutgers have plenty of loans.
All right, my name is Cornelius McGee, and I've lived in New Brunswick most of my life, and I would like to see a senator or a person running for a senator to try to promote jobs for people and good living.
That's the story for today. If you want to find out more about New Brunswick Today, you can check the links down in the description or click on anything around the screen. Thanks for watching.